Peace and love. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome to ساعة Rap on Anghami Live Radio. Big house right here. This is a huge honor, really, to me. And before I get my guest and start speaking to him, Palestinian, Algerian, French, Serbian musician and artist, Saint Levant. I want to be very clear in saying, like, when people impact, they impact so in different ways. And I think the term impact get used loosely these days, because when you are really impacting a whole generation or a group of generation, that means you're doing something. So regardless, even what you think of what a musician's, an artist's music is, think about the impact they're doing, for someone else. And I think this is the kind of attitude we should have. I've had the pleasure to briefly meet Saint Levant when he was here in Dubai. Amazing guy, and we can't wait really to have a cool discussion with him, unfiltered discussion, and just to get to know him. Saint Levant, we're going to say peace and love, man. I hope you can hear me.
حبيبي
How you doing, brother?
حبيبي سامعني? Okay, you can hear me, my brother.
I can hear you clearly, my brother. Thank you for your time, man. I really appreciate you.
Yes, Sadak, man. No, thank you so much, bro. I've never. This was. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Well, it's the first time I hop on something like this.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Perfect. There's nothing to be sorry about, man. It's all. It's always really cool. Connecting with artists that I feel, in my opinion, are free. And I think we're going to have a cool discussion, man. Thank you. Shout out to you and the team. تحية لك أكيد وللteam, man. I love what you guys are doing.
I want to say first, bro, I want to start off by saying that when I first started doing this, bro, I didn't have, I had a lot of people that I looked up to, and you were definitely one of them, my brother. The way that you put on the scene, the way that you put on for your people, the way that you keep spreading awareness, bro, and spreading the love and just, putting people on, Habibi, wallahi, man. I just want to say thank you from all of us in the scene.
Thanks, man.
Home, bro, wallahi, we really, really appreciate what you're doing, broski. It's an honor.
Well, yeah, it means a lot to me, especially now. But man. Look, I was saying the same thing about impact, and I think with impact, mashallah, like you were able to have impact. And I think for me, I don't know how this sounds to you, but for me, I love you because you're able to impact our people. Now, this is why this is insane. لأنه, maybe we come from a different, حتى even with age generation. And I found myself kind of gravitating to your music, getting to know you through the music. And it was an interesting journey for me. How do I say this? Like, you were able to spark conversations just because of your art. And I think this is incredible, bro. So, and this, kind of 30, 40 minutes, I really appreciate what you said about me. You're a class act. ويعطيك ألف عافية, man. Obviously, we just heard the track, that Jerusalem Freestyle, that was back in 2020. I'm interested to know, and you were, mashallah alayk, and I've kind of heard about obviously the entrepreneur work that you do and all that. What was the spark to take it forward? Like, I know that you always wanted to do something with your life and impact, but what was the khalas, I'm gonna turn it, I'm gonna get into the music? What was it, a one thing? Well, it was like a series of things.
Fahamak. No, bro. I think you talk about this a lot, broski. There's kind of sometimes in the places that we grew up, there's a lot of insecurity regarding people that just want to express themselves, be themselves 100%. And I always had that insecurity, bro. Like if I take it too serious, or if I do 1, 2, and 3, people are gonna talk about me. And one day, man, I just kind of sat with myself, Roski. I was in school still in Santa Barbara, so blessed and so privileged to have been able to go to that beautiful school, bro. I would go I would go meditate in the morning on my way to the gym. I would meditate by the sea. And one day, man, I was sitting and I was just reflecting, and I realized that, because I was doing a lot of things at the time, bro. I was doing, I was building a startup where we connected Palestinians abroad to entrepreneurs in Palestine. I was doing a lot of content creation. I was building some NFT startups like everyone was doing at the time.
Wow.
And bro, like I just sat, man, and I'm like, and I was doing the music on the side, obviously, and then
Yeah.
realized that if I was 80 years old and I looked back at my life, brother, and I let people's opinions of me dictate the way that I chose to live my life, which is a life where I never decided to pursue music, I would really regret it, G. And I don't want to live a life of regret. I think I've seen people who have lived lives of regret, the way that they kind of carry themselves, like, elderly people that have lived lives of regret, man. It just makes me so sad. You get me? Because you can't take by that time back. فأنا being right now 22, but at the time I think I was 20, 21, I said, bro, this is the time if you want to really do this music. And man, I grew up, bro, idolizing Lenny Kravitz, idolizing Michael Jackson, idolizing Wyclef Jean, Sheb Khalid, Mika, Timbaland, bro, like so many people that I look up to. 50 Cent, big one for me as well. And
wow. Insane.
Bro, like
Yeah,
I just had dreams. I always had dreams, Hassan, of what would it be, my life, if I was able to do this music stuff. And fast forward a year, bro, and I just sold out my tour in like 30 minutes. So we're blessed.
I was going to say that.
Alhamdulillah.
Insane. US, Canada, the UK,
Europe,
Paris, Belgium, mashallah, Holland, Germany. I don't know if I missed any, but mashallah. Okay. Yeah,
you
go
know
ahead.
what I mean, though? Like, it was just more about, like, am I going to let people's opinions dictate the way that I choose to live my life? Bro, صراحة, لا, I wasn't going to let that happen. And so I just decided to take the music really serious. And you were following me at the time, so I think you saw that I started just posting 2 songs a month, bro. I was going crazy, man. I was just trying anything, I was trying to do anything to make it. Yeah, man, that's the vibes.
You see what you just said, even right now, with when you sell a tour like that in like half an hour, 40 minutes, شوية, when you guys look at it, and like technically this is in your front of your eyes, there's people that went on, bought tickets, مش in one place, tour. يعني, how do you get, let's take me through the feelings at that point. Does it get overwhelming? Does it get like, seriously, how do you if you go to comprehend something like that?
That's a great question, bro. And I think it'll tie nicely to a topic that I think is really important to talk about. Especially in our part of the world, which is mental health. I take a lot of care of my mental health, bro. I really try, because in this world, bro, mental health is neglected a lot, and I think that it leads to a lot of socioeconomic problems and just a bunch of things that I am very passionate about trying to change in our region of the world. Bro, those feelings, man, مثلا, let's say you sold out, like, first of all, it's blessed does not even begin to describe it, right? Like, it's always alhamdulillah, bro. And it's always thank you to the people that believe in me and that want to come see me. Thank you to my team. Thank you to WME, my agents, the agency, that I work with. Thank you to everyone that made this possible. It's not possible with just me, obviously not. So it's thank you, it's I'm blessed, it's alhamdulillah. And then it's also like, let me call my mom, because if I don't call my mom to keep me grounded, like I'll believe the hype, and I never want to believe the hype, bro. Obviously not. We stay grounded. And Anna, bro, I only use social media 1 hour a day, so I didn't even know. Like, when Very Few Friends was blowing up, bro, I had no idea, man, because my whole team, everyone knows not to talk to me about social media, because I get off of it. I post my thing, I get off, and then I just check in the morning. But the tour, I did know. They ruined it for me. They just told me in 2 minutes, like, yo, we sold this, sold that. I wasn't able to get away from that. But yeah, man, it was honestly not as much overwhelming as much as it was just like, wow, we're so blessed. We're here, man. We're here,
I think hearing you say that, mashallah alayk, this is again kind of instill what kind of human you are, in terms of I love the fact that you say that you want to be, like, you always want to be grounded, and I think it's amazing that you said that your mother and your family keeps you that. I think that's very, very important, and I thank you for tapping into the mental health. I think خاصة في الوطن العربي هنا there is a lot of convo on this. But this is again insane. It's the corny line about with great power comes with great responsibility comes command. You know, great
Yeah.
power, great comes responsibility. I think until you have now you're able to impact. There's an old Bedouin saying,
Mm.
one that says, "إن الإنسان الذي لا أثر له لا حياة له." A human being with no impact has no life, and you're
Wow.
able, yeah, you're able in a way to impact like people. And I think here, what does Edward Said mean to you as Saint Levant, as like the
Mm.
artist, kind of yeah, of course inspiration. But how did that story start with
Edward
you
Said.
and Edward?
I mean,
Mm,
it's I just really look up to his work, and he deeply affected me, bro, because I I grew up very multicultural,
mm,
and I just related to him on a different level, bro. When I started reading his work and I started really understanding what he did for our people, I really really respect him as an intellectual, as a representative of our people, and the way that he conducted himself, bro, and just the class and the poise and the intellect and everything else,
mm.
man. I don't know. He to me, he's a real role model for myself, and
Yeah.
that's basically it, man. The
Again,
guy.
see, that's so I'm going to tell you a story that maybe you might not be familiar with. About a year ago, I was talking to someone from Saudi Arabia, and she wasn't aware of your music. And then I don't know, I have a playlist that I have some of your songs on there. Anyway, she's like, oh, who's Saint Levant? Like, and then she started checking you out and following you, and then all of a sudden she sent me a message saying I started reading Edward Said. I'm like, huh? Why? Like, where did that come from? She said because of Saint Levant, I became a fan, and then I read more
That's
about him,
beautiful.
yeah, you see, she didn't know Edward Said, bro. So,
That's beautiful.
yani hina, this is why it's also a huge power. Like this lady
Well,
got to
Isma,
know
yeah,
from
no,
you.
that's beautiful. That's
Yeah,
beautiful, man. And Isma, sorry to cut you off, but also
no, 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 go ahead.
you're talking about responsibility. I think I see what we're trying to do is, bro, when you're tied to a geographic location, you can build a scene from the ground up, right? You have the culture there, you have the geographic location, you have the people. But
Mm,
نحن, bro, we're diaspora, and we
yeah,
don't necessarily have a geographic location, and the scene that is being built right now is purely online and is purely like love and respect and admiration for one another. Yani, I'm just gonna say, my guys, like someone like my best friend Bayu, my best
mm,
friend Lana Lubani, Zaina,
wow,
Felicia, Zain, even Da Vinci is not necessarily diaspora, but that's my guy. There's so many of us, bro, that are just coming up now. Eliana, that are
thanks.
just coming up now and are starting to interact with one another and support one another, and I just think, bro, that it's so beautiful. And Anna, really, what we're trying to do right now with my team is to just platform and put on as many people as possible, just like you, bro. We learn from people like yourself, the way that you have over the past, I don't know if it's 10, 20 years, just constantly platform and put people on.
Yeah, I
It's
think,
so
yeah,
beautiful,
Salah.
bro. No, we're
I'm
just
I'm
learning, and you
yeah.
put like learning from the best, wallahi.
يا ساتر لا 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 بالعكس I think I think for me I'm really humbled when I hear stuff like that, but like I said, you see, this is a small story about why you are very important in our
اسمع
community, because
سؤال.
she
Big
wouldn't
Hass,
have listened to me, bro. She wouldn't have listened to me this late.
اسمع,
Yeah,
I have a question for you, broski, actually, if you don't
yalla,
mind.
flip it, let's go.
Um, so because I used to, and I still listen to your the interviews that you would do in the cars with what was it called, sorry, the car
Buckle up,
interviews.
yeah,
Buckle Up with Big Hass. So I listened to
yeah,
so many of those, bro. And one thing that you would say a lot is that when you started there was no scene, right?
and
So
yeah, I mean, yeah.
there was no scene. So my question to you is, how did you, like, where did you start, and how were you able to develop a scene over time? What are some of the key factors to developing a scene that is not necessarily existent when there's no government support? 1, 2, and 3. That's my question.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's why we love you, because you flipped it right now. But definitely, it's an honor to even it's an honor that you even like know about it and you ask me about this. صراحة, look, I'll be honest with you. It's the same for me. أنا كحسان, I drew to this because I wanted to impact the people that follow me through the people that I know. This is why I interview artists, because like I always find inspiration and impact from everyone has his or her own story, and I think and I personally got impacted with that. So the energy was, I know everybody else needs to be impacted as well because I got impacted. This is how initially it is, and I think it's interesting when we even use the word scene. Okay, like in some places I think it's more like a community, like like the whole music thing as well. When it becomes a business, you generate money of it. Do artists change? They don't change. They are running after something else. So this is all something as well. For me, beautifully what you said, Inta, in terms of like the scene getting connected together, the diaspora, and thank you again. You see, like the way you are talking, you are really the diaspora is truly important, and I know that my brother Suhail Nafar believes that a lot. He's like somebody that I also respect, and the diaspora are very important. It's like the bridge between like us and the West, and it's like a very 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 important thing. But I am very very honored, Sarah, that you heard Buckle Up and like
Bro,
you listen to
I
this.
would listen so much, and I still listen, bro. I love those episodes, man. They're so important for people like myself, bro. That because at the time, I'm trying to make it. I'm doing anything and everything to make it, and I'm listening to you talk to these artists, bro. Talk to even people like Shuli. Like just like I remember that conversation with Shuli really impacted me, bro. And just the fact that you were able to bring, bro, because these guys like Shuli, even like Zayn, the interview you did with Zayn, they're not getting interviewed by GQ and by these platforms. So to be able to hear their stories from someone like yourself, you bring out great stories from people, bro. You're such a great interviewer and such a great conversationalist, fam. It just helped me a lot when I was coming up, bro, to be able to learn from even that conversation with Anis, bro. You made that guy cry, G. You remember? I don't know if you remember, but you made him cry. You almost made him cry when you were talking to him. So it was just so beautiful to hear those conversations.
I see, you said it again. Here, when artists obviously speak, because everyone really has the story, and the way you're speaking right now is also like I've met you I've met you for like for a minute, and you were
like 3 minutes.
You were very man. You were very welcoming, and I think for me, again, I say this bluntly, صراحة. I've seen artists when the second they kind of have a little bit of success, or they blow up, or they their life changes, which is beautiful. They change with people, or they change with, and I think this is important what you said earlier about staying grounded, and I really salute you for that, because it's easier said than done. صراحة, صراحة, it's not something. Which brings me to my next question in terms of like how do you define success? لأنه أنت ما شاء الله, you're doing your thing, and then this entrepreneurship where you were also impacting, and you were أنت Saint Levant, how do you define success? What does success mean to you as a word? I know it's a philosophical question, but what does it mean to you?
It's a beautiful question that me and my team talk a lot about, actually. So I'm glad that you brought it up. I think the short answer to your question would be, for me, success is being able to bring ideas to life without restraint. Right? I think just for me specifically, that's what it is. And if that is my metric, then I'm already successful, to be honest. And that's the way that I see it, right? Because it's so easy, bro, to get in the hamster wheel, like, oh, I did this many streams, and now I'm doing this, and now I'm doing that. Like, bro, last year I was at like 50,000 Spotify monthly listeners. Now I'm at 2.5 million, and I'm still able to go back sometimes and look and be like, oh shit, like I did only this many streams today, or I only got 1,000 comments on my post, or I only did this. And it's such a negative way to view it, bro. And that's why I think that the staying grounded, and the really, even going to therapy and taking some time off and reflecting and perspective, bro, and to take yourself out of your own body and to look at your life and be like, yo, if I died tomorrow, obviously I didn't do everything that I wanted to do, but bro, like what more can we ask for? I already made it, bro. I'm so blessed. Wallahi, I'm so blessed. Like there's nothing more.
It's insane because people like you, and you mentioned like a couple of artists on this convo. I think it's also important to highlight انه انت كمان اشتغلت. It's not like you just can. I think I really need to highlight that, because I think people they think, okay, you blew up on one record, and no, I mean in 2021 it was a really heavy year for you. You released a lot of records, like you're saying, and you put in the work. You developed yourself. And for me, one of the records that really impacted me, brother, is Mandela. For me, this is a song that أنا
Wow.
كإنسان impacted me a lot. صراحة. And this is the interesting part, right? Like مثلا very few friends, which was in November last year. Yeah, this is the record that most of the people maybe might know about you or so. But يعني see, saying about like what?
My brother, I think, are you cutting out? Did you cut out? I think.
Can you hear me? One, two, one, two.
Yeah, now I hear you, broski.
Yeah, I was saying like take me through like the inspiration process of Saint Levant, like as writing. How do you come up with these? Like what inspires you to write? What are the things that because mashallah, it's really diverse, even the topics, writing wise, music wise. If someone would take a look at the discography, you go like, wow, mashallah, you're really tapping into a lot of things right here. And Anna, صراحة, one of the things I appreciate about you is how you're able, I don't know how can I formulate this, how you're able to brag about our Arab culture, our Palestinian culture, in a way that is كده, يعني nice and straight up. There's no zigzag, and that for me is interesting. Again, it depends على who's listening. But take me through the writing process and what inspires you as Saint Levant.
Thank you, bro. No, I appreciate that, man. It's funny that you like Mandela.
Oh God,
because I don't. Well, I don't like it that much, actually, to be completely honest.
I hear you. So, I think we had this conversation.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like it, but okay. Anyways, yeah. So the writing for me, bro, usually happens. There's like two types of scenarios that usually happen. It's either I'm in a studio session with my producers. They'll come. We still, run the home studio vibes. So my guy Henry comes over, or Khalil in Paris. I've been working with this Moroccan producer called Khalil Sharadi. He's insane. And I produce as well. Like I produce all of my stuff, and so we'll work on the production, and then melodies will come to me, or just like like it's just like a little bit of off the top, like there's usually no words, and then I don't know, and I just fill in with the words. It's not very calculated. It's not necessarily something that's quantifiable. صراحة يعني ما بعرف bro. بتطلع من تمي، اللي بيطلع من تمي بيطلع من تمي، وإذا حبيته بخليه، وإذا ما حبيته بغير الموضوع وبغير فما بعرف. It depends, bro. Sometimes I'll go in like, I want to talk about this, but I've realized that when I go into a session with expectations and with like, I want to write about 1, 2, and 3, it usually doesn't end up being the best. So I don't know. That's just figure it out. I realized about myself. You were talking about being free earlier. I just go in with an open mind, bro. واللي بيطلع الصراحة. It's not.
I think Bain. I think also one of the first songs that we started talking was Nirvana and Gaza as well. This was one of the, obviously records. I remember playing the song on my show in Saudi Arabia and getting like like feedback from it. Which is very interesting as well. Does it shock you? And I want you to be honest, like the feedback that you get from different parts of the world, depending on a nationality and where they are. And you said the diaspora is really important, but you've you rocked in the UAE, for example, was your first official show about a couple of months ago. Does it shock you sometimes that you have fans all over now, like at least the Arab region and even the world? Like there's most of them are gravitating to music. Does it shock you? Like انت عندك that? How do you process that love?
No, that's a great question, bro. I think I'm obviously once again, alhamdulillah, bro, to everyone that listens to my music. I'm just so grateful, bro, and I'm so happy that that it was able to connect with you on that level. And I think shock maybe is not the right word, because I've always really believed in myself, and I just feel like being multicultural in the way that I am, I think lends itself to more of a worldwide audience. I think also even the languages, just from a logistical standpoint. And bro, I'm talking in 3 languages, therefore I'm probably able to tap into more markets than certain people, which I'm blessed for, right? But I think it's humbling. That's what it is. It's just humbling, bro. It's humbling.
It's for me it is. I hear that, but as well at the same time, I think between you, yourself, and the team. It's also a great responsibility, صراحة, to this word role model. A lot of people come and use it loosely, and I think you're able to impact. Again, I'm talking to you from a perspective of somebody who've seen people convert to be Saint Levant fans. Like I've seen people, like, okay, what is this guy about? Okay, and then they go through the khalas mass. Oh wow, and then they fall in love with you. You see how it is. They go like, let me just follow, just for the sake of following. I want to follow khalas, and it's the trend.
No, that's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful, man. Yeah.
And then they go like, yo, no, this guy is actually saying something I like. I'm like, yeah, you see. So I think it's just.
I'll be completely honest with you, bro. I don't really invest myself in the opinions of people. And I'm blessed with, but like, because here's the thing, bro. If you live by the cheers, you will die by the booze. Fahim? And for me, I just don't want to invest myself emotionally too much in the good or in the bad. I try to stay stoic. I try to stay in the middle, for my own sake, G. Because if everyone's telling me I love you, I love you, I love you, and I believe it, when everyone says I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I'm also gonna believe it, and I'm gonna sink, and I'm gonna get depressed, and I'm gonna 1, 2, and 3. Fama, that's I really try to just stay kind of stoic, and I appreciate the people that support what I'm doing, the people that don't support what I'm doing. It's just like I'm here. Bro,
that's a very humbling. That's a very humbling character. Into a humbling kind of feature. صراحة, if you take it that way, من جد, it's a, and I say it again, and I wanted to kind of أزود على النقطة إنه it's not easy doing that. So I don't know, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. لأنه it's not easy.
It's called therapy, bro.
Oh my God, therapy. Yeah, could be. What is the hardest song you ever wrote? When I say hardest, it gave you kida. It was like tricky.
Yeah. Tricky song. Okay, tricky. I'll tell you from an emotional perspective.
Yeah.
I think probably a song called Caged Birds Sing.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
In it, I'm talking about, it's a personal song, yeah, but it's also obviously just a metaphor. All the caged birds sing in the wintertime. Yeah. Talking about my people. It was tough, bro. I'm talking about my father. I'm talking about, not being on the same time zone as my friends. I'm talking about addiction. I'm talking about a lot of things. So that one was very tough. At the beginning, I wrote a song that I never released about the story of a young boy called Ahmad, 6 years old, from Gaza. That just his story, bro. I wrote that story, and it's like a J. Cole kind of song where it's just literally going through his life, and he ends, I might release the song, so I'm not gonna ruin it for people.
Okay.
But there's songs, bro. Sometimes I'm like, this is a lot right now, and like when I'm on stage, you can see it. I don't know if you saw me when I was performing in Dubai, but bro, like,
yes.
Sometimes I'll tear up on stage, man, and I'm like, I don't even, bro, say what you want, I know men are not supposed to cry and this and that, but I don't care. Like, this song means a lot to me, and I'm on stage, and there's 5,000 people looking at me, and I'm pouring my heart out and my emotions. Obviously, I'm gonna tear up, like, obviously.
Is this the hardest song to perform on stage as well?
I think Caged Birds is tough. Yeah, it's tough, man, because sometimes my dad will be there with me too. And, I'm talking about some things. And so it's just hard, man. It's sometimes it's
God
tough.
Bless, man. Yeah. Had the pleasure to meet him. Yeah, amazing guy. Couple more questions, and then I'm thankful for your time, Akid. I know that, mashallah, you must have a million things to do. You would take it like this.
No, I'm blessed. Wallah, it's such an honor to be here with you, wallahi.
Habibi, wallah. Okay, so the support that you're getting from the fellow artist, also, what does that mean to you, if any, in terms of, like, I know opinions generally don't mean best, to you, but how does that, inspire, especially when you see someone, مثلا, you looked up to, or, someone that you used to listen to, share your music, مثلا. How does that also connect with you?
I mean, bro, I'm still in shock, because next week I have a session with Belly, if you know who that is, obviously.
What? Oh my God.
And that's my fucking, like, that's, bro, like, I wrote that down on my manifestation list last year, bro, and I'm gonna go and make a song with Belly. And next week, it was supposed to be today, but Hamam is not feeling too good, so we had to reschedule. But
wait,
in an hour and a half.
Belly? Oh my God.
Yeah, bro, I'm supposed to go see Belly. That's my guy, Ahmed. So, I'm just, it's still new. I'll tell you, Mathalan, Russ followed me and showed me love. I love that guy. I love him since like 2016, bro. Jesse Reyes, Channel Tress. Like there's people now that I'm connecting with, bro, that YG Pablo from France, even Calata from London. You know YG Pablo?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God, I love YG Pablo. Yeah, bro, so people are reaching out, and it's funny, bro, because before I used to try to get people's attention. So once I made a freestyle where I freestyled over a Belly instrumental, and I said, guys, tag Belly in the comments.
Yeah.
And Majid Jordan too. Majid is my guy. You know, we're friends now.
Oh God,
friends. I love that guy so much, man. He's so grounded and humble, and teaches me a lot. With Belly, bro. So yeah, I said tag Belly in the comments, and all my friends, everyone's tagging Belly. No response. And then you look back a year, and I didn't try to get his attention. I just kind of kept going with me, and they were kind of I don't want to say forced, but they kind of had to understand like what's going on with this guy that's doing all this stuff. Same thing with Russ. I did a freestyle on the Russ instrumental. I was like, tag Russ. He didn't answer. But now here we are, bro.
But see, this is two things. As a radio guy, as someone from the media, I take actually one main thing here. You mentioned the names Belly and Russ. You didn't have negative thoughts about them. How come they didn't? Why didn't they check me? You know what? No, let's face it, because this happens sometimes. And now obviously, like you said, they kind of did this U-turn, or they know about you and they started following your work. You're having conversation with them, and I think this is the grounding thing we're talking about. It's very important, and again, it's not easy. So
no, I'm just gonna know you guys were sleeping on me. Like I'm not trying. Nah, bro. Like everyone's busy, bro. Like I wasn't that good. Like, bro, that's the other thing. I wasn't really that good back then. I got better. I mean, now I have more. You have to be honest with yourself. It's I don't take things personal, bro. I really don't.
When you go into a studio, would you say you're able? Did you crack the code of making music that you're happy with? You're happy with yourself? Well, it's still not yet.
No way, bro. But I'm getting better every day. I think I'm working with Khalil. This Moroccan producer is gonna open up a whole new. It's gonna open up the Sa3et Levant era. That's coming. It's coming very soon.
Wow.
Sa3et Levant is gonna be scary, bro. I'm telling you, man.
See that's insane. And for me, again, like a media personality, okay, sometimes I connect with people after I talk to them. Some people connect with a certain song. Anna, your humbleness and the way you stay grounded, even in this interview, you stayed, and even throughout the 30 minutes, this 30 minutes, you're able to stay, and that for me inspires me. That for me truly inspires me, and it's not easy. صراحة, I keep saying it's not easy. And if people, I've been doing this since 2006 generally, and I've seen artists, move. I've seen artists change. I've seen artists change who they are just to fit a certain narrative, right? مثلا كمان. And I think it's interesting, all these conversations. So I've seen it. And so far what I hear from you is you want to discover yourself more. You want to impact people. You're representing your people,
and learn from mistakes. We're making mistakes in public, so I need to learn from it, bro, and move with grace and accept, the fact that I'm in the public eye now, bro, and people have opinions of me. I have to accept it, and I have to move forward. And yeah, bro, wallahi, you're a legend, bro. You're a legend.
Bless you, my brother. I listen, I wish you all the best, Akid. What can we look forward? I mean, you have the tour. Wahadi, this is going to be insane. To go to these cities and countries. Oh my God. Btawfiq. But throughout, obviously, we're approaching as well, like Ramadan in a week. So what can we? What can we expect from you until like the end of 2023, after the tour, in terms of music?
I'm not gonna burn I'm not gonna burn everything because I want to keep the element of surprise. But you can expect Sa3et Levant to make an appearance for sure.
Sa3et Levant, man.
Yeah, you can expect that, and that doesn't only mean music. It's a lot more than music. It's a movement. You can also expect a lot more artists from our community to start going crazy. That's another thing. You can expect Zena, you can expect Bayu, Lana to just absolutely go crazy. and we're gonna stay together and stay close and stay loving and supportive, and a lot more are gonna emerge, I think, as well. That's the beautiful thing, is I think we were able to crack something a little bit, you know, we made a little dent. Now, inshallah, bro, people will feel like it is possible. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that we're trying to do, is to show people that it is possible, and to bring them together, and to do this together, bro, because it's better to do it with friends. Salah, it's not fun to do this by yourself. So that's the thing.
My last question is this, and it could be much political, but in terms of like people say that when is Arabic music going to go global? Like generally, when can Arabic music go global? And there was a lot of eras, nas, people, there's a lot of legendary art Arab, and when are we going to see Grammys? You know, all these kind of questions, right? And obviously, I think the internet has helped a lot. And زي ما قلت انت, it's a small world right now, and everyone is connected together. Do you think that Arabic music is going to go global? Is it global now? Is it, of course, it's not similar to what's going on in like, Africa, for example, or even what happened in, the Latin music generally.
Yeah.
But how do you see that? And do you think about it as Saint Levant? Because you're right now, in terms of statistics, بتكلم, you're like, mashallah, you're generating all this love, or this interest, all this, even I hate to compare artists and numbers and stuff like that, but even the numbers are interesting for all these things. Do you think about it? Are we going to go global?
We think about it a lot at 2048, the team that we have. We think about it a lot because we want to. Okay, it's an interesting question, right? Because when you say go global, and I'm going to take the example of the Latin American market and the emergence of that scene. I think that they were doing something without necessarily looking to go global. I think that there was I think it was 20 years post the emergence of reggaeton. I think Bad Bunny and J Balvin and those guys, really did something authentic, bro, and it connected. Obviously they're bigger in numbers, and there's the Cuban and Puerto Rican communities, and just the South American communities in America that are huge, that we don't have as Arabs numerically. But كمان بحس, bro, that the era of trying to go global, make it in the West, like I'm not necessarily an artist that's trying to make it in the West. I did 5,000 people in Dubai. I did, I can do just as many people in the Middle East that I can do in the West. I'm not necessarily looking to make it in the West. I'm looking to create art that connects with people wherever they are across the world. And I think that the beautiful thing now is that people are starting to be more and more comfortable being authentic with their art, not necessarily looking to make it in a specific market. Because, bro, كمان نفس الوقت, the traditional music industry and the gatekeepers and the people that used to, tell you, oh, you can't. Like we were speaking with Narcy, the other week, bro, and he's asking us, like, what do you have to say to people that, don't support Palestinians in the music industry? And me and Marik, my manager, Marik said this. He was like, bro, it doesn't even cross my mind because we don't need them. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need these industry. Like, bro, we did it on our own. You know what I mean? But so I don't. Yeah, I think it's not necessarily about when will it go global. I think for me, what's interesting is how many new artists that are just insane are coming. That's and then the rest take care of itself. There's no need, I think, to try and force something if it's not the right time. Whenever it's the right time, it'll come, I think, bro.
Wallah,
and we're seeing glimpses of it now. I really think we're seeing glimpses of it now.
Big time. Allah yahmeek, really, seriously. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. And for me, I'm honored to have a 40-minute convo with you, and inshallah we'll have a even more deeper one. And أحييك صراحة على لأنك أنت. I thank you for being you. I thank you again for like really impacting, our people, my people, in terms of like, again, with the generational gap that me and you have, for example. I might not connect مثلا with every song or understand every song مثلا, but the songs I connect with have impacted me أنا. And your impact on a generation also inspires me. You see, this interview inspires me, and how grounded you are inspires me. يعني ما ايش اقول لك. Thank you, man, for being you. Thank you for being on. I know you have a million things to do. This guy just sold the tour, man. Like, this is insane.
Thank you.
A real tour, if I may say. I gotta say, a real tour. Like, this is like different countries, this cities, and it's just really. God bless. This is. حبيبي man, يعطيك ألف عافية. I'm gonna play. But if you have any last words you'd like to say, what do you tell your followers? Your I even hate that word. Your fans, the people that supported you and still get to know you.
I'll just say, guys, that Big Hass is real and he's doing God's work, man. Wallahi, I really, like, bro, once again, what you've been doing for the past 15, 20 years, bro, is something that not many people are doing, and it's super important, bro. And I just want to say, Anjad, from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for that, my brother Anjad.
يعطيك ألف عافية, man. I want to take this opportunity as well, just something has nothing to do with music, but I say it in every time I have a chance. I have a son with autism. His name is Ahmed, and he's 12. And autism is not a disease; it's a way of life. It's a way of thinking. Yeah, you know, people who are listening to this, you know, just if you know people with autism or parents that have autistic kids, you know, show them kindness, because it's really tough out there sometimes, you know.
Habibi, God bless him, man. Anjad, God bless him, bro, and God bless you.
Habibi, man. Big respect to you, Saint Levant. Marwan, Habibi, giving you the best of luck. You're carrying us, صراحة. So, and I hope you have the support system, and I'm sure you do, to keep that power inside of you and that love inside you always. Protect Saint Levant at all costs. We love you, my brother.
Habibi, bro, I love you, man. Yalla, thank you so much.
You take care of yourself, brother. Habibi, man. Take care. That was Saint Levant, you guys. Incredible guy. Amazing conversation, صراحة. This was like a شيء جدا رهيب. It will be on Anghami, inshallah, tomorrow. If you've missed it, big respect to the fans. Big love to everybody right here. We're going to play Nirvana and Gaza because I really like this record. And I'll play another few records for Saint Levant. Yalla. Love, and we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Not this Wednesday, the Wednesday after, with ساعة راب. Saint Levant, big respect. Salam.